right, here's our last video. Okay, and here's what's new this time. Is variables. Okay, now it starts off the same, right? We still need to factor the numbers, just like when we did prime factorization, we still needed to factor the number first. So watch what I'm going to do though. I'm going to list these out. So 50 is 5 times 5 times 2, but then it's also times A times A times B. Okay, now I'm going to do what I've always done, which is I'm going to take the doubles. So I see a double 5 right here, and I also see a double A right here. Okay, now the 2 and the B, those are singles. So I'm going to take out my double, take out my double, and then here is where my singles are going to stay. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25, the square root of 25 is 5, right? And here, A times A is A squared, and the square root of A squared is A. Why? Because, let's like look at it over here, right? Squared and square root are inverse operations. Squared and square root are inverse operations. So this is like, okay, I'm going to take A, I'm going to do something to it, and then I'm going to undo it. Well, then I'm left with A, right? This is the same as if I did A plus 3 minus 3. Well, that just becomes A, right? These are inverse operations, and so they undo each other. Okay, and no matter what A is, like let's say A is 10, then 10 times 10 would be 100, the square root would be 10, right? So no matter what, we end up getting back just A. And then inside here is 2B. There's no doubles, and it looks just like that. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Okay, and I'm going to put a bunch of variable on it so you can really see, you know, what happens here. Let's do this. Okay, so we start with the number. I'm going to do 6 times 4. Okay, so ready? Now, we just got to be careful and neat and not mess this up. Okay, so I'm going to list my 2's first because I have more than one of them. Okay, there are my numbers. Now, I have 3 x's, I have 4 y's, and I have 5 z's. And maybe what I'll do is skip a step in my writing because, oof, it seems like it might take a long time to rewrite all this. So let me find all my doubles. Here's a double. This 2 is now a single, right? There isn't another 2. I already took these. This is also a single. This is a double. This is a single. There's no other x for it to pair with. Okay, here's a double y and a double y. There's none left over. Here's a double z, a double c, and a single z. Okay, so this is super long, right? But it's not, it's a matter of just being organized here. Okay, so now, look, this double, see, this is going to become square root of 2 times 2, and then that's just going to become 2. So this is going to end up being a 2 on the outside of my parentheses. Okay, I took care of that. This is going to end up being an x on the outside, right? Because it's going to be x times x, which is x squared, and then take the square root. And watch what I'm doing, I'm just putting a little check as I write them so I don't lose track. And then there's going to be a y and another y, a z and another z. Okay, and now I'm going to take care of my singles. Okay, my singles stay inside the house, right? My doubles leave, my singles stay inside. So inside there's a 2, a 3, an x, and a z. Okay, and then double check, make sure you got everything, make sure you checked everything. Oh, I didn't check the z, but I did get it. Okay, perfect. So now let's multiply together. So this is 2 times x, and there's 2 y's, that's y squared, z squared, and inside I have 2 times 3, that's 6, an x, and a z. Okay, so just like with exponent rules, this is longer, not harder though, right? Just longer. So you just got to be really careful, really neat, write it out nice and neat so that you can be successful on it. All right, and this is the last kind of problem you have. So 16, give yourself a little bit of extra space here, right? 16, 17. I'm going to go all the way on to page 23 to make space for myself. You can just set yourself up some space. 18, 19, 20, and 21.